have. I'm so excited. We have the Styx Pride in all of their glory, grooming each other, playing with each other. We've got the older cubs, the middle cubs, the younger cubs. And when I move just a little bit from now, I just want to have a look at them. We also have one Birmingham male that's here as well. So I think what I might do, Ferg, if I reverse just a little bit and turn, you think we can get everybody and do the male? I think let's do that. 2 meters. We're going to reverse 2 meters. And then we'll get everybody. Okay. There we go. Absolutely fabulous. We've got some other vehicles in the sighting with us. So as we were coming along looking to see if we could find Tingana and Chitwa again, we hadn't heard any updates on the radio. And then we came through, and lo and behold, here we go. So this one Birmingham male is busy grooming himself. I think that once he's finished grooming himself, he might go over and join the cubs and the youngsters, and the adults, I mean, sorry. I'm still, for the past couple of days, cannot find my English words properly, so everyone please excuse me on that. Now, what I would be interested to know is, do we feel like staring at this beautiful Birmingham male, or do we feel like staring at the mum with the youngsters? I am actually feeling like the mum and the youngsters is probably my choice, but I want to know what you all want, because we haven't seen lions here on Djuma for a while. I haven't seen them since I got back from leave, and I'm not sure what the lion situation was when I was on leave. So, yeah, I think Nikki's also saying the youngsters and the cubs. I think that is a good one to be focused on. Oh, gorgeous. So we have a few people that are brand new to us today. So let's rewind back and we will start from the beginning with lions. So lions are one of the large 8 cats across the world. In Africa, in sub-Saharan Africa, we get 3 of the large 8 cats. We get cheetah, leopard, and lion. So this is one of them here, obviously, being the lions. Now, the females have no mane. The males have a mane. And with the cheetah, you will see very little differences between the male and the female, as with the leopard. The cheetah males and leopard males tend to be much larger than the females, but not as big of a difference as you're seeing here with these lions. Now, lions are also part of the Big Five. So the Big Five are lion, leopard, elephant, buffalo, and rhino. And that comes originally from the 5 most dangerous animals to hunt, but now is the 5 most photographic and elusive creatures to see. All right. Beautiful. Now, this pride, the Styx Pride name has been going for many, many generations, for about 25 years, if I'm remembering correctly. And apparently it first started as a name that was given to this pride because of the amount of buffalo and other large game they used to kill, and therefore sending them on over the river Styx. Now, I say the Styx Pride name has been going for 25 years. That does not mean that any of these lions are 25 years old. Lion females live to be about 12 to 15 years old in the wild, and the males about sort of 12-ish in the wild. And so this is subsequent generations. This is multiple generations on from those first generations that were named Styx. Now, lions are the only large cat to live in a pride system with the females. Most large cats, the females are alone or solitary on their own. I like it, everybody. Everyone, you're saying, most of you are saying, please, let's watch the cubs. I like it. There's a lot more movement that's happening there, and also the cuteness factor, of course. So what they're doing here while they're grooming each other, this is called allo grooming. So when you groom yourself, it's self-grooming. When you're grooming another one of your pride members, or, Impala will do the same thing. It's called allo grooming. And a lot of this has to do with the fact that mom's making sure the little ones are clean, but you'll also notice that some of the little ones are cleaning some of the females. This is also just part of reaffirming the social bond. So when they start moving about, they are very aware of the fact that they need to remind each other just how much they care about each other and reaffirm that bond so that the pride structure stays strong. And that's part of this. So the adults will do this with each other as well. Now, the male lion we saw earlier, for those of you interested, he is part of a coalition of 4 males. There used to be 5, but one passed away, unfortunately. Now, sometimes you'll get one male that has a territory and has prides that he services in there. And then sometimes you get coalitions of litter mates, and sometimes it's from the same litter, sometimes it's from different litters. And every now and then you'll get coalitions that form from non-related males. These 4 brothers are, in fact, related to each other. They're called the Birmingham males, and that's because they were born on Birmingham property. And they are about 7 years old. No, sorry, 6 years old. They're 6 years old now, just about 6 years old. And he's having to clean himself, sadly. Danny, you would like to know why are the female lions separated from the male lion? Well, Danny, just because he is one of the males that I'm going to put slash and do air bunnies and be a little bit sarcastic in my word, protect these females. They don't necessarily need him all the time or his brothers all the time. They are perfectly capable of taking care of themselves, just as he and his brothers are perfectly capable of taking care of themselves. So a lot of their interaction has to do with mating. And then they like to just come and be around the females when they can, just to remind them that they are in fact the males that are dominant in this area. Ferg, I think let's head back towards the females because it seems as if they're going to start moving off, and I think he will follow shortly thereafter. They could just go and lie somewhere else, or they might just be having a drink, but there is a little bit of movement happening there. So now sometimes the females like having the males around and sometimes they don't. So it's possible that he's just lying to the side because earlier he tried to get closer and they were a little bit vicious and told him to move away. Or it's also entirely possible that they just got hot as they were walking about because they weren't here an hour and a half ago when we came past here. They were farther into the southern side of this property. So maybe they just, as they were walking up, it's also entirely possible as well that the pride came up and then he came from another direction. Jeff, interesting question. So again, we've got some new viewers. Last year, this pride had a really bad case of mange, right? So the type of mange that these lions get, or any of the wildlife that we see here get, is the same type of mange that humans can get, but we call it scabies. And I'm sure most of you know what scabies is that really itchy skin disease, and you also get those hard callus parts. So their mange came up this pride here because we had a bad drought that was going on, and the food that they were eating, there was a lack of nutrients that were in there. So therefore, they had a harder time maintaining their health, and they had a lot of bad mange issues that popped up from that. So mange originally started occurring because of domesticated animals that came into this area. So basically that humans brought in, and then it transferred over into wildlife. So for me, it does look like they've gotten over most of their mange. I mean, they're still here. The only time that mange really does a horrible job and kills off a lot of a population is when a population is a very small population and has nothing else to aid them in growing that population, as well as if their health keeps deteriorating because of a lack of food or a really bad drought or any sort of resource issues. So you'll still see it around their elbows. That's where a lot of the mange occurs, and you'll also see it around the tops of their heads a little bit, but in general they seem to be doing okay, and that elbow scenario will keep carrying on for the foreseeable future. Now, what happens, this mange is a type of parasite. You can either get it on the hair follicle or it buries in the skin. This sarcoptic mange, that's what it's called, burrows into the skin, and then it gets inflamed, and then they scratch it, and then it gets infected, and then that's where the funny skin lacerations that we see come from. Now I see that our Birmingham male has turned around to face us a little bit in his grooming, so I think if you all are okay, we might go back to him for a little bit because he's looking pretty in this sunlight. Gorgeous. Sky Doogie, you're curious to know if I've ever seen a lioness actively grooming an adult male. Yes, indeed, and I've seen an adult male actively grooming a lioness. It's very similar. The interactions between adult male and female lions are very similar to interactions between adult and female humans. Sometimes you get lions, male lions and female lions that just love everybody and they show their signs of love through touching and grooming and there's never any problem. And sometimes you get ones that just need a lot more space and they really want nothing to do with anybody else. And it's the same sort of idea there. He stood up. He's got a bit of a limp there. It also looks like he has not had a meal in a while. He's not going to die. Don't worry. He's just hasn't eaten anything recently. Quite thin there. And then that injury that you saw there is just looking like a bit of an inflamed paw, possibly from a hunting injury, possibly from fighting. Can't really tell. All right, everybody, now we have a little bit of a conundrum. Our tracking vehicle that is out and about, sorry, we're just going to hear a bit of a vehicle here. So just stand by for me. So we have a tracking vehicle that's out who has found another one of the large cats of the African bushveld. So we can stay here with the Styx and the Burmese, or we can go try our luck with the other cat that our tracking vehicle has found. Now, I am happy to do either. We haven't seen lions in a while, so I'm happy to stay here. But I'm also happy to go and try and see if we can see that other large cat. But I want you all as the viewers to decide. Remember, we are live. We are interactive. So hashtag Safari Live on Twitter. You can post which one we would like. You can say lion or you can say leopard. Or you can tell us on the YouTube chat if you want to stay with these lions or go look for what our tracking vehicle has found, which I just realized I gave away. I was trying to keep it a secret, but I gave it away. It's a leopard. So we could get there and the leopard could be gone, or we could get there and the leopard could still be here, could still be there, or we stay here with these lions. You let me know what you would like to do, and I will wait here for your answers. I'm going to have a drink of water, actually, while I wait for your answers. Aaron, you're saying the Burmese male that's here is one that you all have named Nsuku. You have ID'd him. Thank you very much, Aaron. I appreciate that. Say again?
We had him with the sore paw the other day.
With the sore paw. Oh, sorry. I heard you had a leopard sawing in the background. Sorry, Ferg's just chatting to me now, and he says that the other day when they saw this Burmese male that he also had the sore paw. Do they know what it's from?
Right.
Ferg says no. Probably a hunting injury. I've got cats on the brain. That's why when Ferg was chatting to me, I was like, you heard a leopard sawing? I'm where? Super interested. All right, everybody, what would we like to do? Are we going to stay with our Styx Pride and our one Burmese male? Or are we going to head off to that leopard? Oh, and now the tracking vehicle is saying that the visual on the leopard is not the best anymore. We can always go and try and come back to the Styx, or we can just sit here and enjoy the Styx. All right, we're going to have another couple of vehicles moving in and out of here, so just excuse the noise. 11 Bravo, you want to know if these lions would react to catnip. 11 Bravo, I have no idea. I would assume... Oh, please don't park there. Okay, good. I would assume... Sorry. There was another vehicle that joined us, and I didn't want him to park in front of where we could see the lions properly. I don't know if they would react to catnip, to be honest with you. I've never tried it. Catnip is not a naturally occurring plant, as far as I know, out here in the bushveld, and so therefore I don't think they've come into contact, and it's not something that I'm going to bring towards them. But, I mean, if it's an attractive smell to domesticated cat, it might be an attractive smell to wild lions, and I don't really know. All right, our male lion has sort of flopped down horribly, and we have these females that are here. I just want to roll forward a little bit. Stage 3, you would like to know, do mammals' feet, other mammals' feet other than humans, fall asleep like our human feet? So, you know, when we rest on a certain side of our body and then one limb sort of goes a little bit numb. I have seen, Stanley, from time to time, when a lion's been lying down, that when they stand up, they sometimes shake out one of their legs. So I would assume that that's something similar to how our feet fall asleep. But not being a lion myself, and also not being able to speak lion, I don't know if that's fully the case, but that would be my educated guess on that. I'm loving all this lion love they're giving to each other and to themselves. So if I had to choose out of the 3 large cats that we have on the African continent, which one is my favorite, it actually is lions. I love them. I love them when they're sleeping. I love them when they're hunting. I love them when they're doing anything. I know Tristan's favorite is leopard. I'd be interested to know what Scott's favorite. Nikki, do you know what Scott's favorite is out of the 3? Nikki says Scott's been loving the cheetah and the mara. That's what she can think of off the top of her head. Nikki, what's your favorite? I bet she's going to say leopard. I'm waiting for it. Yeah, it's a leopard. Ferg, yours?
It all depends.
Ferg says it depends.
I like the leopard, but I like the lion.
Ferg says he likes the leopard, but he likes the lion. Yeah. I think I've said before that I really enjoy, like, lion's my favorite on foot, and then leopard from a vehicle. And we've had amazing leopard sightings the past few days, but I don't know, I look at a lion and I think it's definitely my favorite. We'll have to ask Taylor what her favorite is, leopard, lion, or cheetah, when we head back up to the Mara. Now, as another thought for the day, we have roughly 20,000 wild lions left in sub-Saharan Africa. So not only are we lucky to be seeing these ones, but we're also very lucky to hopefully find some more with Taylor this morning up in the Mara. Now, they're all the same type of lion. They are Panthera leo, but there are different areas where we need the genetics, the populations, to keep the genetics flowing. So as we're sitting here with this one area of genetic population of lion, let's head back up to Taylor. We'll continue our conversation in a little while.